So how many you did? How many?
This is the 5th one.
Yeah.
Fifth kid.
No, episode.
Oh, episode. Yeah. So welcome to another episode.
Yeah.
Our podcast interviewing another athlete.
Yeah. You got a special person called Saleh, a legend.
Humble.
A legend. He used to be my security guy.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
This is real conversation.
You just enjoy
Off record. He doesn't want this. Him and I.
a long way.
Off record. I used to tell people who team to play.
No, we'll say everything on the record. Yeah.
So we would play we get Saleh, we play together. So to tell people that now we're teammates and this.
So we used to play football together.
Oh, no
We used to
way.
be teammates.
Like soccer or football?
Yeah, soccer. So we
Soccer.
call
You call soccer.
it's football.
Yeah.
So Australian call it soccer.
Yeah.
Australia, America,
Yeah.
When you say football, they mean that you play football.
So we used to play that together. So we were teammates back in 2007.
That's his dream.
Yeah.
That was his dream. So yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
that's fine. We are it.
Right, so this is another episode of our podcast, and we have a
Yeah.
special guest, a legendary Mr. Saleh.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Did your daughter your personal assistant?
That's one of my Chris.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
She's at stop it.
Keep glad you guys see him then. Which that's I'm studying.
Oh, that's true. That's good. Very good.
She really loves to see.
Yeah. So good. I got my daughter into that, but then she just got into the space where she did do what she wanted. You know, when they get to teenagers, they get.
Do my first one.
Yeah. Stay.
But I support them. Then you have to use things off. Old social flow.
Yeah.
No. Earlier, no one wants to be foundation.
So sorry, are you still playing?
Now,
This guy's 50 years old.
I retire.
Oh, you retired already. So you were former
Former
soccer player.
Yeah.
So former soccer player
Yeah.
for Adelaide United.
Yes, I did look like that. Or seven only before. I was in New Zealand first, but you can skip that one.
Yeah.
New Zealand, Adelaide, match. China, 7 years. I came back, played the 8, and I went back to China. And just because I insisted it was so.
Yeah.
Gonna you retired.
Okay, I look good like that. Look, still. No. So I can be gifted to look good like that after 9 years. Yeah, it's almost 9 years last stuff. But yeah, pretty good. Then that's
Still good. Still good. Yeah.
yeah, it's really that. I like it. Wow. You know that you was talking about bodybuilding. Don't even think about it.
What?
You talk about the real ones. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, yes, there's no
You
real.
thought I was on the steroids.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
What he's thinking. I knew him since day one. I know what was
I told him it's all protein.
It's protein.
You think he's on steroid now?
He knows.
No. I don't reckon.
Nah.
Look at this. Steroids is different. Like their muscles feel different.
Yeah.
You think?
So I'm a massage therapist. I can tell. I can feel the muscles.
You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. You know.
No, but I'm telling you, I'm not a steroid.
You know. You know, if someone would ever see you from day one,
Yeah.
you might tell him that kind of stuff.
No, I'm not a steroid.
But you knew him from day one, so you know.
When he was,
So-
you say,
No.
you say,
So we met. I'm 36 years old.
Yeah, 36 years.
So I think we met when I was 15, 16.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. 15, 16. I was.
Yeah.
so I saw he was going to school.
Yeah.
He was going to school and other stuff. You know?
Wait, so how old are you now? You're 50 now.
No, 43.
You
You need to listen to him.
2045, you look 50?
No, he doesn't look. He looks young.
No, he doesn't look
No,
like
he
I'm like, he doesn't got no fucking wrinkles.
No stress.
That's good.
Yeah.
African people don't like, they don't age. Same as Asians, we don't age.
Tony, how old are you?
33.
Yeah, he looks
So
young.
he's young.
He looks like he's 92, yeah. Yeah. Asian people don't age. African people.
South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea.
South Korea or North Korea?
Or South Korea.
I love Seoul. I saw a couple things.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's very good scenic.
I love Seoul. And how about you?
I was born here. Got background is Vietnamese and Greek.
Yeah.
She's Chinese.
Chinese. Yeah, my ancestry says I got Chinese in Albanian.
So you went back to
I've been to Vietnam, yes, not Greece yet.
the ocean.
Yeah. You been there? Yeah.
We played some games there.
Oh, really? Amazing.
So it's good. That's what doing sport, travel, and see about different culture. So
Yeah.
mine is
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
good. So, were you ready?
Yeah. Are we ready? Are we ready? We're good?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
All right. So, even if we
We have to be serious, you know.
You know me, I'm always serious.
Yes.
Are you nervous in front of your daughter?
Come on.
Welcome to another podcast. I'm Vanna. This is April, and we have a special guest today, the legendary Mr. Saleh over here, who was a former soccer player
Correct.
for the Adelaide United. So, yeah, we've got him up on the podcast today, talking
Yes.
about his journey, his fitness journey, everything that's been going on in his life, what's been happening. So, yeah,
Yeah. For me, I want to know more about your journey from back home before coming up. Yeah. So if you can just dive into that and just take us through that, I would be grateful.
First of all, just thanks for having me here. It's always a pleasure. We're just to discuss with gender, and I hope that it's good to help a lot of young kids who listen to that. Because sometimes you like you have to listen to somebody's journey, and know that you're capable to make on the way. So for me, that's always a pleasure to be here and share that. So yeah, it's been a long journey. So I was born in Cote d'Ivoire, I would call it in French, but in English they say Ivory Coast. But Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, yeah.
I would call it French Cote d'Ivoire. So the preaching West Africa, next to neighbor to Liberia. I think that's your country.
So Liberia,
Yeah.
Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana,
Okay.
Nigeria is the same region.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
We're here.
I was born there. I grew up until I was 22 before I came to Australia. So back then, we were just a normal life. It's as a kid, just playing around. We love football. Soccer.
We say in Australia, soccer.
In Australia, I call it soccer. So that's our number one sport there. So every kid from younger age, that's how we do. Go outside, play with your mates all day long and stuff. So I think that's, yeah, I fell in love with that game. And that's how the passion started school.
So what year did you come over to Australia?
2005, April 2005.
And did you have your family then? Like your
I've got a lot of family members here.
Yeah.
My father's been here over 40 years.
Wow.
I've got my uncles here, cousins.
Yeah.
So the last one to go in 2005, I think sister, my young sister. So yeah, that's all.
I guess the journey, because I talk to a lot of people that are from overseas that come over to Australia, like the journey from moving from your home country to another country is a quite, it can be a stressful time. It could be, it's something new, and when I look at people like yourself, I'm like, oh my gosh, how can you do that? Because I can't imagine myself moving out of this country into another country and creating another life. Must have been the feeling that you had.
Well, I think for me, it was a bit easier because before I came to Australia, I was already playing professional. So which means I was traveling already in a younger age. So now, only having open mind make it easier to just adapt when different surrounding. So I think that was a bit easy for me. The only issue I had is the language barrier, but we speak French.
Oh.
So coming to Australia, you have to learn the language, English here. So
So when you two met, he couldn't speak English.
No, so
my English was better than his. So
Your English was better.
no, because I came here 2 years before him, because I came here in
Okay.
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I met him on a train.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was holding a book. You know, he was holding a book. I think he was trying to read to learn English. Yeah.
I didn't say that. So to you, well, you are assuming that I'm always doing, but
Yeah.
I like to read up a lot of books. So if I read out, it's good for me. You know, more you read, the more you learn more about that stuff we don't know. But we can't shop anything at school. So for you,
Did you have children then when you came?
no.
Oh, no children.
Both kids were born here.
Oh, they're born
Something
here.
when I met my wife.
Yeah.
But why Australia? Because you used to play football.
Yeah.
Why not Europe? Because most people will say, let's go to Europe. There's more potential of remaking it there than here.
Yeah.
Why was it Australia? Was it because your father was here? It was a lot easier for him to. Because you didn't come here as a refugee.
No.
Because your country wasn't part in the war, so you couldn't come there.
You know, that Australia was, and how I just need to rephrase that. I came to Australia because my sister, she was young, like she couldn't travel by herself. Personally, I didn't want to come. It was how you said that. For me, that was Europe. For Europe, what built soccer or football, that's where that's where you want to move. That's where the big stage is. That's where you want to go. So for me, Australia wasn't my plan. I didn't want to come into the last minute because if I don't come to my sister, I would break her here.
Was she a minor?
Sorry?
Was she a minor? Was she underage?
Yeah, she was a minor, so you need an adult to come with you. My mom didn't want to come, so my mom was exhausted. My mom, she was in Europe for a long time, so she was back going. So she don't stay there. So it was me. And I was playing professional back home there. So for me, like, it's okay. Now I can like wait a little bit, see, because I'm looking for other opportunity to go to Europe. So it was taking too long. I was like, I come here. So for me, why? It's not because I don't like Australia. It's because football-wise, Europe makes sense. So for me, that's how I saw that. So I said, now I want to go to Europe. Even what's happening over there, I've got more support than Australia. But it was,
Unfortunately, that's like a lot of sports though. Like overseas is more opportunities for you to enhance your career-wise in the sport. But at the end of the day, you ended up being at.
that was God's plan.
God's plan.
You're playing by
So when you came, how easy was it for you to find a club, like a local? Because I remember you started from a local club before exceeding to a big stage in Australia. How easy was that?
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't
easy at all. Because sometimes people see the finished product, they don't know where you start. So my journey, when I go to where I arrived in Melbourne, because I was living in Melbourne, April 2005. So from there, I was injured when I came because I broke my ankle when I came here. So I wasn't fully recovered. So I had to just take my time to get back to feeling lesson. And during the few months, I started looking there. So I was looking online. I found an address. I just drove there and catch a trail, called the train to go there and look around. It wasn't what I was looking for. So it took me a while before I found that. Okay, I'm happy with that club. Hopefully they give me a chance to throw with it. So I used to go from Lelo or Reservoir where I used to live in Melbourne to City Centre. I used to touch a train, you go there, just look around, walk around, and looking for clubs.
It was just an ambition. It's an ambition, but that's how I felt like with
that's every day I used to just go to the city, train, tram, up and down, So people didn't see that struggle.
Yeah, like behind the closed doors of any athlete that tries to make it or succeed in that, anything in life, there's always like, the little struggles that you go through behind it, and only you will know what you've been through to be at that level.
I think it makes it a lot easier because before you came here, you knew exactly what you wanted.
Oh, yeah.
You know, otherwise, when you came here, your father could have put you into, let's say, you came from there, get into the factory, make money, help your family back home. But you knew exactly what you wanted. You're like, it's going to take a while, but eventually.
Oh, yeah. I would just, you have to believe what you want to do. Yeah, and just keep in that focus because, sometimes you might not have things very well and you get discouraged, what, I'm going to do something else. So, but if you truly believe that that's your purpose, that's what you want to do, then you have to keep this pushing apart. Because, one thing happened where that she was my father's, I won't say her name, my father's girlfriend, sure. And one day we're talking, but we're still looking for clubs. So she said to me, just find a job. You're just dreaming.
You're just dreaming, yeah.
I said, I remember my exact word I talked to her. I said, well, you're going to see him on TV. So this is just a dream. So I don't dream.
So you manifest that. So you
manifest it, yeah.
So, and finally, I think it was in September, I found a local club in Melbourne, South Melbourne, that's a big club in Melbourne, that great club in South Melbourne. And I went there one day, I was sitting there, because I asked to talk to somebody, so the coach just came to this country, and I play soccer, so I like to train. Well, one night, somebody, just sit here, when the coach gets here, the sexual things to you. And the coach came. He said, they told me that you play soccer. I think, so okay, come on Thursday. Well, I train on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. So come back, you go to boot? I said, yeah, I go to boot. So it's okay, come on Thursday, and we're going to see you coming there. And I sat there, I watched him train. After that, crash. Go to train. I went back home, it was already 9:30 p.m. I was exhausted, so I was looking forward to training Thursday. And since then, that was the rest is history.
Yes, he made it on TV.
Yeah,
we could just say he made it on TV. Yes.
After a few months, I didn't even last there. After a few months, I think in December, I went in September, December. So I went to New Zealand.
Wow.
We played 8 was I think a few years in Auckland. Thank you, rest.
And then what did you tell your father girlfriend?
No, I never said she saw my kid. And then because my father loved soccer, my father was soccer. He used to watch me so. Yeah. She
said anything?
No, nothing.
What did she say?
Yeah. Actions speak louder.
Yeah.
I was very proud.
Yeah.
Because I just stuck to my ideas, my focus, and I'm happy that why not?
So when did you play for Adelaide United then?
Adelaide United was 2006. I was in New Zealand, end of my contract. New Zealand, end of 2006. So I went to Sydney FC for a short-term contract. So from there, it was good, but it's business, don't you?
Yeah.
So if still always, we like in Sydney, it's very expensive. So if we can get there, it need to make sense. Business wise, so it was the what we were looking for. So I went back to Melbourne. A week later, my agent called me and said, it's a puncturing table for Adelaide. I need to. And Adelaide Island's coach back then was Vidmar. Vidmar and Mark the Patrol, they both came to Melbourne. They used to have a jam with me. We discussed, and I was having the land, and in June 2007, I came to Adelaide. I had a 2 years contract, so that's right. They became my city. A lot of stuff happened here. Like my wife here. My kids were born here. So I love the city. So
so this is your home now.
I see.
Yeah. And it's good, you know, when you go travel, when you go to all these, I guess, you know, as you said, you traveled a lot as well. And
Yeah.
there's just so many different countries. And when you visit so many different countries, it's like, sometimes you want to find that home, right?
Yeah.
A place to call home. We can go back and be like, this is my home. This is where I live. And we found it here in Adelaide.
Oh, just think like yes.
Children and everything.
That's my own thing.
Yeah.
I really collaborate for any big city. I
Yeah.
love the family city. I love that.
For me, Adelaide is very quiet.
Yeah. Adelaide is quiet. Like, but I personally, like, I can travel Sydney, Melbourne, and do all these travels, but I always want to come back to Adelaide.
I want to come back.
Because it's just so quiet. To go to one destination to another, it's 15 minutes, half an hour drive, right?
Yeah.
Over to Sydney, I'm driving, paying toll fees, paying car. Like, imagine living like that every day.
Oh, for me, like this is there, but you know, it's for me. You know,
Yeah.
only having family mindset for me. I like it because I'm saying family vibes. So yeah, I like that. And we know each other, like how we say it. So it's not that far to come to the city if you want.
Yeah.
So for me, for distance, that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less profit. So
Like how you told me the time to come at 2 o'clock and I had to make some changes. Easy done. Like, if I was in Sydney, I'd be like, oh no, I can't go. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how was it like? How was your childhood like back home?
fantastic. Yeah. Like no stress. We just play around, come home, eat, go to school. And for my childhood, man, one thing just still remember, just be disciplined and have respect. And that's what courtesy, they teach you to respect yourself. Well, it's one thing that I took out from my grandfather and my grandmother that always told us, you have to respect yourself all the time. Okay. Because when you respect yourself, you're going to give that same respect to others and going to get the same respect back. So when you respect and want them.
So your parents are still together?
No, my mother passed away in 2010.
Yeah.
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 So, like, my grandfather, he took all his grandkids together because he want to be like, it's like a thing, the cover of them. So it's always, you want everybody together. So that's why he love that.
So grandfather from your mom's side or from your dad's side?
My dad's side.
Oh.
So it brought the whole family, all the grandchildren together.
Grandchildren, we lived
Yeah.
together. And just, that's how we grew up.
So I see that with a lot of African people as well, like, when they have a family, like, well, I guess it's like with Asians as well, we all come together in a house.
Yeah.
Like there's about 10 of us
Oh,
in
That's
a house. And I've noticed that with African people as well, it's the same, like, and then when we dude, it just,
That's we don't say cousin, we say brothers.
Brother and sister. We don't know cousin.
there's,
Yeah.
okay.
Because
Where's our brothers and sisters?
I didn't know the word cousin till I came to
We
Australia.
don't have
Oh,
parents.
no way.
No.
You'd be like, that's my brother, or that's my sister.
Yeah.
We know you got one sister. I said, but she's my sister.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
I love
how
that.
we-
Yeah, because when I talk to my friends, I'm like, hey brother, hey going, hey sister. Like that's how I talk. Like everyone to me is my brother. But when I talk to other Western people, like them say, hey,
So
brother.
like your sister's kid,
Yeah.
you're their mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
anything happened to your sisters or brother, so
Okay.
you step in straight away.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
No, your mom is not here.
no.
That would still be
Yeah.
Well, I guess I feel that's how it is with my, because there's like so many people. There's like 8 children in my family, and like my children treat my sisters like their moms. So they're like all of them like their moms.
Yeah, so it's like
yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So
It's like, just the brothers and sisters.
Like my uncle raised me.
Yeah.
I want to go to the only place they do. They do them.
Yeah.
Like they treat me
Yeah.
like their
So
own.
there's no, before you go to your uncle house, you got to bring up and say, hey uncle. No.
Yeah.
Walking, food you see, whatever food you see, you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound was or nothing.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what culture did you grow up in? Like, was there a culture, like, or religion, or was there anything?
Oh yeah, my grandfather was very religious.
Oh, was he religious?
Oh.
Yeah.
So I remember we used to go to church on the Saturday. Well, after the supper on Saturday. So I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So when we were kids, I used to start with shoes. So I don't have shoes to go.
That's the reason why I don't want to go to church. I can't just, I mean,
when they leave, I go play soccer. So now they're gonna figure out something.
Yeah.
They're gonna find somebody sure to give it to you, and
Yeah.
to go there because. So that's why I became more curious about religion. I said, why they go to church on Saturday? They can go to church on Sunday like normal people.
yeah.
So I can play soccer. They said people do Saturday. So
Jadna.
Yeah.
I'm very religious.
Yeah. So has the religion instilled in your family or in yourself with your children now, or are you religious now, or are you just?
Yeah, but I do.
Yeah,
You don't practice.
You know,
No, I do practice.
he practices religion, but his own religion. Is that right?
It's, I don't want to put other people on the spot, but
Yeah.
because you have to raise
The Bible.
to understand what it's saying. For me, like, you must say, but you have to say for me. I don't want to pause. Because you have to say to me that what's religion, that's what they will judge for that stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing, I don't really agree because I'm not really. I'm
Sorry.
I have a show in you.
Yeah, I get it.
So for me, like, I'm not sure it's something you have to commit to that.
Yeah.
You have to read.
Church. Have you ever been to church since you came to Australia?
No.
No?
Well,
Why?
because
That's okay.
because they go to church on Sunday.
That's a truth.
Do you have you ever taken your kid to church?
No, my girls, because my wife is Muslim.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So my girls, few years or few times they went to the mosque.
To the mosque, yeah, that
yeah,
is-
don't mind from there. It's they're gonna have an understanding.
Yeah.
For God, that's
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And that's what I feel being in Australia when it comes to different people with different religions and different cultural backgrounds. You know, you will have like a Muslim or Orthodox or
Yeah.
Christian, but to me, we're all one at the end of the day. And it's about being open-minded. So I can be in a relationship with a Muslim and I still respect
respect.
their religion and who they are. And that's who they are.
Yeah.
Like, I won't put because I remember when I was watching there was spiritual awakening. I was like trying to get everyone to understand me and be like, okay, this is what I believe. You should believe this.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, fucking relax. Like that's my personal journey with God
Yes.
or spirit, whatever.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I don't have to explain or
Yeah, I should be going to respect
Yeah.
everyone's opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Religion, like I live with Muslim people back home. So
Yeah.
we like, now I respect them. They go to the mosque on Friday. I just stay at home. I respect that.
Mhm.
I wasn't going to church, but I read my Bible to understand things. I got the Quran on my iPad. I just read sometimes to understand that because before you make a judgment, you need to understand other people's opinion or what they're reading. Before, don't just jump anything like that. So for me, if I understand what you practice, it would be easier for me to understand to be understand. But not to tell you that you're wrong or I'm right. I don't speak that's important. But just to have just a better understanding. Because we talked about reception to that.
So how many children do you have now?
I got 2 girls.
2 girls. Yeah.
This year's 10, one's 14. Beautiful.
Yeah. Are they into football or soccer?
No,
No.
I didn't want them to play soccer.
You don't want them to play soccer?
So
Yeah.
I'll always be honest with myself. I said, and when I said a lot of people are shocked, that's why.
But what was that like?
Huge. Because soccer was my journey.
That was I get
my
it.
journey. So I wanted them to choose something they want to do, not because not fighter kids play soccer and not to play soccer. I don't want that kind of mentality. So I want them to do their own sports.
Yeah,
I will enjoy it.
Why if they could say, okay, you didn't want them to be into soccer,
Yeah.
but why did they say I love soccer? Because it's a lot easier.
Nothing easier.
No.
I'm gonna tell you, nothing was
There's nothing easier, but the thing is, they will have that fundamental because it's easy for them. It's easy for you to communicate with them. There's certain things you can tell them in soccer that you can't tell them in tennis.
I don't, maybe my daughter explain things.
Yeah.
I'm going to question things. I know my place. You see, even tennis, sometimes I have opportunity this often you can see here keep posture. I say, no, I don't do that. People sometimes like, you have to know where you stand.
That's actually true because as a parent as well, like with my children, none of them like to do kickboxing or
She's a
Muay Thai.
boxer.
Yeah, I love all the martial arts stuff, right? And I'm like getting my daughter to come, like, let's do
Yeah.
this, but it's I can't force them anymore, like 'cause it's not their journey. They don't like doing that, but then I have other children that are like, yes,
Yeah,
let's
so
do boxing,
that's- yeah.
So everyone's, I guess,
It's different.
yeah.
Yeah, so for me, like, yes. No, it's always going to come back to their mind that, oh, my father played, so I'm bless up. I don't want that. I want them to be straight and choose what they want to do and love it, think it's do their best.
But do you think, maybe you don't need to answer, but if they were into soccer, they'll have more opportunities.
Because he plays soccer.
Because life is not about who you know, it's not about what you know sometimes. So it's easy for you to make a phone call.
And because of your experience,
Yeah.
you can train not to be.
Yeah, and there's things that you can tell them, say, hey, look, when you have the ball, this, that. But in tennis, you can enjoy how much they hit, all that, but because you don't have much experience, so there's not much really you can tell them. The technique, you have to leave it up to the coach.
No, I don't.
But in soccer, you have the advantage to say, look,
Yeah.
when the ball comes, position yourself like this. You gotta move your body like that, move, go and receive the ball. You do this, do that, because you know how to do it.
I understand your point.
Yeah.
But your first thing in sport, it is with desire.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Any sport you play is the desire.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many has lost some getting to you. Then, if you don't have that self-drive, it's always going to be hard for me to be successful in that. So for me, like, any sport you play, you have a desire and commitment. Then I think that will help you to move forward. Skills? Yeah, skill will take you to certain places. But commitment and drives, hard works will take you further. So any sport you do, you have the skill, yeah, you might get there. But to go further, you need more than skill, which means have that drive. So for me, like, you're correct. If they were playing soccer, it'd be easier. But I didn't want that because I want them to choose their own sport because have fun and like my daughter, the first when I talk to her, I don't talk to her about skills, never, because I know my place.
They're doing.
I play sport, but I didn't play tennis, so I know which topic I can talk to them about mindset. Get that drive. I'm getting to her, but first of all, you need to come from first. You need to know that next, I need to do that. So to make it easier for me to talk to her and understand, okay, I need to do more to be where I want to be. So for me, like, I just talk to them, talk to any kid I see on the street too. So no, yeah, you might have a skill, but you need more the skill to be successful.
The drive and the commitment is very crucial.
Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of talented
Players, yeah.
They never reach their potential because,
Out discipline, yeah.
not discipline. I don't have to do that because I'm skillful. No, it's more than that. It's more than that to be successful. So I feel hopefully a lot of people understand that and to probably work.
Yeah.
That I've seen it too, because I've seen, I'm not going to call names, but I've seen two kids that used to be on the same United team. One from Sudan, one from Liberia. The one from Liberia had a lot of potential. Like, he was good. So, like, even if he wants to play or not, the coach will put him there. But then the other one from Sudan, like, he was good. Because for you to be on Adelaide United, you have the activity. So he was good, but not compared to the other one. But then he was like, every time they would tell him to come game day, so he could be a backup in case someone injured himself. So he would sit there crying, the whole game they wouldn't even get a chance. Like, he'll be crying, you can tell. One day they just give him one opportunity. Could play for his first team, play for Australia, play in Spain, he went everywhere. But then the other one that was so good,
Good.
when he worked in England. Yeah, when he worked in England. Yeah.
So you can see the difference.
Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying.
The drive. Yeah.
It's sad to say, but that's in reality.
Yeah.
Because in this country was so many good players on any sport, but you can just go down with your skills.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, a lot of people tell them that because we're another issue we have too. Because a lot of people, like adults, they don't want to hurt you. I can put it that way. They don't want to hurt that kid's feelings. It's not about hurting his feelings, it's telling him to do more. But just or show him that way he need to change in order to get better. Because they say that, okay, if I point out what he's doing or she's doing wrong, well, she won't be happy or he won't be happy. But you're doing that because you want them to get better. Because in order to get better, you have to know what you're doing now.
Which is called constructive criticism, right? Where a lot of people these days are getting into their feelings too much. And it's like when I notice as well, like when you're in the fighting scene, like, don't get into your feelings because you need this constructive criticism.
Correct.
When I'm doing these, combos, and if I'm doing it wrong, tell me that I'm doing it wrong, so I can look back on the video and be like, okay, I need to fix this, fix this, in order to be, be the best, basically. But yeah, constructive criticism, and that's once. I guess that's what's.
But do you think? Because a lot of the kids too, some of them come from single parent. Do you think sometimes having a father figure makes a difference?
Oh, absolutely. For me, you cannot separate, like your mother and father both gives a perfect balance. But eating both of them in the kids' life in order for the kid to thrive. So for me, it's hard for a single mother just to raise a boy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say, okay, no, a single mother can raise a boy. You can just say a few names. Successfully they did it. But
That's what I was asking. It's not easy.
it's not easy to
Yeah.
So you need both of them.
And even if the mother has to raise that boy for him to become someone, she has to slow down on whatever she's doing, like work, all this. But if the mother's working full time, where she have to look after other kids, it'll be hard.
Yeah, as a mother, you have to play the whole fair. Because I was a single mother for a very long time. Play the role of being the male and the female. And it's very hard because boys need.
Yeah, it's correct. Even I got 2 girls. I'm in right. I know how far I can go, what I'm doing. There's a lot of stuff I can only discuss with them. They're gonna be women tomorrow. So things I cannot tell them. Some stuff I'm able to tell them about boys. The one looking for boys. Don't look at somebody who gives, he knows how to talk. You have to look for boy. He's polite. You got a good vision, future. That as a man, I can tell them. Like the other stuff, women say,
Of course.
You sit here, I was talking to you about other stuff. And have it. So I know my place. So we always need both parents, Mr. Bama itself.
And sometimes I think the boys, they can play around with the mom too.
They can what?
They can play around with the mom, like they know certain things they will get away with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mama's boys. Mama boys.
It's the same thing like girls.
Yeah, I think
my girls, they take you to the shop.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, I need that. They girl, what do I know about women
My
stuff?
daughter's just like smiling in the background.
I'm just sitting there, I said, okay, get what you need.
Yeah.
And after that, my wife said, hi. She was down there the games. I said, how do I know?
Yeah.
I've never been a woman, so how do I know that she doesn't need that, she doesn't need that? So, some stuff, you need the women to be there, some stuff, and to be there. And so, we both parents are very grateful in your kids' lives, so you need them, and they can just that's how we're going to help them. Not only in sport, by just in a long life and just know that in life and just because they made a lot of advices, but we live in a society where you need both parents to raise the kids.
Yeah.
It could be one father or mothers, or it's a struggle too. It's not easy for each of you alone. So
Yeah, definitely. Even if we're single fathers, there's fathers out there like that. Single fathers, and I know, same thing.
But it's hard for you to say single father.
It's, yeah.
It's hard.
There are single.
They're
It's not. What are you saying?
yeah, there's a lot of single fathers.
It's not because they're not out there. They don't have to be out there. Say, I'm single parents. They don't have to be out there.
But it's really rare for you to see a woman just leaving their kids.
Oh, it's very rare to see
Yeah, you know, like for you to see a woman leaving their
their
kids.
kid.
Say, okay, I want you to raise. I'm done. I'm going. But
That is very bad.
Yeah.
Because normally the mother that would always stay with the children, after a breakup, the children would go with the mother and stay. It's, like, for example, I work, with people with domestic violence and all that stuff. So there's a lot of, I see, like, in the shelter homes, it's more women with children without the father that are like looking for shit, so I get what you mean, so it's very, but there is still single fathers out there.
The ratio is not.
Yeah, the ratio is.
Because it'll be hard for, especially in this country, for a man to just, raise kid, just see home and raise kid. Society will look down on you.
How?
Explain. This is a good conversation.
For being there for your kids?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't be there for them.
Yeah, so how?
But let's say for a woman, it's easy for a woman to say, okay, I'm going to raise my kid.
And be at home.
Yeah.
Be a stay-at-home.
But for a man to say, oh, I'm staying home looking after my kid, I'm going to send out people will think that that's
okay.
It depends. For me, like, I'm not going to just put everybody in the same basket. Okay. I'm not going to put everybody in the same basket. Like, I stopped playing things put on a system. I'm in certain league, so, but I want to be there for my kids. Because their skill is very full on.
But that's not a single father. That's different. That's
that which
different context.
Yeah, like still stay at home and do stuff.
Yeah.
But it's still like So sometimes, if some of them have opportunity to work, surely they will work. Okay, because guess what? How much they're gonna pay you? Is that's enough? With somebody with a bigger vision, surely you know what to rely on that for the future. You have to be honest. Unless it's okay, that's enough for me just to get bread or other stuff, that's forget. But if you aspire to do better things for your kid, surely you can find a way. It's enough is to find a job. Because certain money, it's good just to get something on. That will help you in this case.
Yeah, but what we're saying is, let's say for example, not most people will be in that kind of position. But let's say you have no other way to make money. Like you're probably doing everything, taking your kid. It's by choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're doing it by choice.
Yeah.
It's not like their mom is not there. Their mom is there, but you like to be hands-on. Like take them there, do this, because they are, maybe the daddy.
I was speaking to a few men about this, and most of them are like, I'm happy to be at home when my missus goes to work. I'd rather be at home, literally. I'd rather be at home and spend time with my children and hang around my children and do that. If my partner wants to work, she can work. That's a really is it? Yeah. But I don't know. As I said, society is very different these days.
Different things together. So for me,
everyone is different, I guess.
You see, before, like for example, where I come from or where we come from, the woman will stay home, the man will go hunt.
100%. Yeah.
So it's like the woman leaving me home and then she go hunting.
Yeah. I know.
How would that work?
So does that mean that man is just demasculinized? Like it's just like he's not a.
No, not really. Like if I was in a position where my partner is working because she wants to work, not because she needs to work.
Okay, she wants to work.
Yeah.
If she wants to work, like my wife, she works.
Yeah.
Because she wants to work.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay home.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
get bored.
Yeah.
you get bored.
You're
Like,
gonna get bored
I
because
wanna- yeah.
yeah, because I'm driving, I'm doing my soccer stuff, I'm doing gardening.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna get bored.
Yeah.
So if you're happy to get bored, you can stay home. You see?
So it's
very
different.
different.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to get out there. I want to do stuff too. But it's saying you must work. It's not like different. So some it's a bit different.
Yeah, I think every human being has is in a different area, pinnacle of their life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it really depends on each individual. Even though society thinks, okay, this is what needs to happen or how this is.
No, for me personally, I strongly believe my head is always struggling. If a woman, I can't let a woman.
Yeah.
If she wants to work, it's different.
Yeah.
But if she needs to work,
Yeah.
I have to do
To
it.
put to put
Yeah.
food on the table.
Yeah.
I have to do it. Yeah.
And that's, as women, that's what, women would find attractive in a man because they know that their man has a purpose. So that is going out there, bringing, food on the table.
Unless if he's sick, that's different.
Yeah.
But where he's just there watching, I'm dropping the kid to school. I'm dropping the kid and the wife is going to do 12 hours or 9 hours. Nah, come on.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
got time.
So question, are you going to have another trip, like you've got two beautiful girls, are you going to have another baby?
Oh,
Do you want a brother and sister?
there was right at that.
Yeah,
You know,
brother, see she was a
my-
brother.
My house will got a lot of girls.
Yeah.
We got more girls
Really,
than
yeah, so
boys.
just-
So I can see the chances for me to have a boy is very rare because one is my uncle, is Troy. We have, I think, 7 girls.
Yeah.
Maybe the last one was a boy. And when I think about it, I'm into taking that juice.
Oh, she's like,
I was going to do that juice.
Yeah.
Way back. I'll play Troy one more time.
Yeah.
One more time, girl.
Yeah.
One more time, girl. You might get bored.
Yeah.
But,
my
everything
dad did
goes
that.
in.
So we're
Yeah.
like one of 5 girls, 6 girls, and it's just,
I will go a lot of girls in my family.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I will go. So
But that's okay.
it's okay for me. I'm happy. They're healthy. They
Yeah.
do what they like.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that. I
Yeah.
can't complain.
yeah,
That's
definitely.
a gift of God. Sometimes you wish something, you don't get it.
Yes,
That's it. So God's got a better plan for you. So
Yeah.
that's how He takes on it.
And that's why I tell people, if you think that if you think where you are or your life is bad, that is someone's prayer point. Someone praying to have what you
What have you? Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah, everything is about gratitude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously grateful for what you had. Because how you said, some people think hard. They're not. No, I mean, son, they actually have to work hard firstly. Because the age is how you operate in what you have. Like people think happiness is because you need to have a lot of money. I know people who have money, they're not happy.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
a lot of people who got money,
And they're never happy, right?
they're never going to show you that, but if
Yeah.
you're in that environment, you will say, and you could start your hands up. I'm very blessed because I got less, I'm happy. Yeah. Got happiness, money can buy that one.
Less is blessed. Less is blessed.
So,
Yeah. Being grateful is a very important thing that every individual needs to take, and instilling this in younger people and our children is so important for them to understand, how to be grateful every day for what we have, because as you two both know, overseas, look what happens over there. It's a very different environment compared to Australia. We're so grateful to be in Australia.
yeah.
And then when I speak to people that are from Australia, they're like, oh, I've got Australia this and Australia that. And I'll just say, dude, you need to go to Brazil or go to Africa or somewhere and see what happens over there and why they come to Australia. We're the most safest countries, to be honest.
oh, yes, we are.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's I'm not saying that's the issue, but I feel a lot of people need to travel. So that opens
Yeah.
when you
Talk
travel,
about
Yeah,
that.
we're talking about this a lot.
when you travel, you see, and you say, oh, I need to thank God for where I have. and to go to where I am.
Yeah.
Because I've seen those stuff.
So what's one of the biggest challenge that you've had to go through traveling? Or what have you seen? Let's talk about what you've seen that was the biggest, that was kind of like, oh,
Because everything that we talk is just good things.
It's only positive things. Let's talk about what's the most craziest. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I observe lots. Anywhere I go, I observe the people, I observe the culture. And I've seen good and bad. So for me, that's why I say I've seen good and bad. And places, even last time I was in Portugal, that was 2016.
Spain.
Now, it's in Portugal because I went to Porto. So, sometimes they show on TV, they show some beautiful places. I've been there. And I went to the good places that were shown on TV. And, and you can see a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Even though they live in the same country or the same place, you can see the different stuff of life. I'm like that. I'm curious. You show me the nice stuff, you need to show me the bad stuff too. So, and just appreciate what we have. Like, so everywhere I've been, I've seen the good, everybody that's happening. Don't show me only the good, but I don't want that. Because I know there is a bad something right.
Yeah.
Because I've seen good and bad. So I like to experience both sides. So I mean this. And it's always be thankful to God for what I have and what where I am. So it's a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I like to see someone to talk to the younger ones so often they understand that. Because a lot of them they haven't seen that. And they just rebel about what he's saying. But you can't really blame that because that's the society that we live now with social media. They export you a lot of stuff which is wicked, which are not true. And what we just say, don't get caught up with what you see on TV or you see on social media. Okay, this is not real life. Like, real life, just talk to somebody who be in there.
So that have that lived experience of experiencing this and seeing this 100%.
That's most of my friends. They're not young. These people, some are successful. That's how you learn. You want to be successful. And they get mature. That's how you learn. And they experience what they did well. So you learn from that. And the read that's not going to happen to you. You go back to this, you have an idea. Once that's happened, what to do. So you equip yourself with like better knowledge. So that's what I feel where these young ones, they think that they're not better than your adults. And you try to navigate through that. So after you understand that everything an adult say to the young ones, it's for their own goods.
Yeah.
Because if I love you, I'm going to tell you that don't do this. Go that path. Go that way because that's the right word. If I don't love you, I will say it and I will sit there watch you, knowing that you're going to treat me well. Okay? So sometimes the young ones don't get it when you tell them don't do it, they take it the wrong way. Just so hard. No, it's people that love me because that's love. Love is trying to protect the ones you love. And you love, that's it. Yeah, so always telling them, okay, just be careful where you're walking because it's going to wrap up with them on. But they want to take the wrong way because that's the life, the society. So many debtors.
That's good because I understand where you come from because sometimes you're trying to prevent them from, experiencing the same thing that you went through. So you try to prevent, tell them, say, hey, look, there's better way to it. So some of them will not listen to the actual experience.
Yeah. So I guess as you get older as well, being a professional athlete and your experiences in life now, that feeling of giving back to the community, giving back to the youth, and talking to the young people out there, and saying, and especially in your culture as well, I love it.
Like sometimes I drive, I see some kids playing with this park.
Yeah.
I stop them, I talk to them.
Yeah.
Any kids, for me, I'm like that. For me,
Yeah.
where am I going with my knowledge?
Yeah.
I'm going to migrate with that. So if I'm able to give skill back to the young ones, like if they aspire to be professional soccer player, I tell them, no, you gotta work hard. What's your position? That you need to do that. You need to do this, okay?
See, there is going back to what I was saying.
I'm to those who want to play. So I'm like that. I talk to clubs. I
Yeah.
talk
That's so good. That's really good.
to this. That's
it-
my field. So,
Yeah.
I know. So I love to give it back to them, to the community.
Yes, definitely.
And it's a lot of things we can do better has one. Because sometimes we are so caught up to be, okay, it's me against this, against that. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
That's why you don't really see me put myself with a lot of people because I'm not like that. It's not about me. It's about helping those who need help. So if we can be together, just put voices together, it's not about who's right or wrong.
Yes.
It's about having this better vision, the better understanding how we can help the next generation move forward.
I was at the shops one day and there was a family, an African family, and all these young girls, and it was like six sisters actually, six sisters and two little brothers, but they, big family. The mum was there and like, they were just like all surrounding me and like talking to me because they were just so intrigued about like what I do with the boxing and the martial arts, and they're like, oh my God, like, and it was really sad because they were actually home, they were living at their grandma's house, still looking for a family, you know, a house, you know what I mean? Like, and then I gave the mum the number. I was like, you know what? I just want to give a free session just to your whole family. The girls, it's like 6 girls there. You know what I mean? And just, you know, fulfilling that because you know that you can instill something into the young people and
that joy is
that
brings
joy.
the
Yeah, 100%. So maybe we could do something one day and do like a, you know.
So what do you think, like, because you know, you're talking to a lot of the young ones, especially the African kids, it means a lot to them.
Yeah. Oh, you know.
Your voices have an impact on
Yeah,
us.
for me, like, you know, it always, like, when I was growing up, I was looking up to somebody who liked me able to talk, you know, he better, so I'm able to make it. So for me, like, talking to them, also they see that, you know what, exactly every set of points, it is like, definitely, we're capable to get there or beyond that. I don't want them to reach my level. I want them to go beyond that because I know they have the skill, the tools, if they listen, to get that far. That's my thing. So for me, like, talking to them, I want them to be better than me. Because one day I want to be in my living room, you watch them on TV. I say, you know what? I'm proud of this kid, even though we're not going to let, but seeing them on TV, playing, do whatever they love, that's my job. So for me, like, I always talk to any kid that sees the kid that I don't even know them. But when I seeing them, I say, you know what? It doesn't cost me to talk to them.
But would you let's say, because you probably have a lot of influence with United, right? Not just United, with football, SA, right? Would you be like a mentor to a lot of the young ones, you know? Because like where sometimes you go to a club, because every club there have African players, you know? Where you go to clubs where you speak to the young ones, like try to encourage them, like.
Yeah, I like last year. I worked with what's called Western's Berkela. I was there. So for me now, I was working with a senior group, and I used to go down and talk to the young ones because the genius, that's the future. Like I'm the young one, that's the next generation. So for me, like, yeah, you can talk to the other young ones. So then they're gonna be in front of me tomorrow. So for me, I like to talk to the young ones. So for me, like, with the African kids, I see a lot of them. I don't go to club. I'm speaking of stuff here, but I see a lot of them too. But I think that we have big community here. You know, and I don't want to just go against anybody, but like in order to help young ones, adults need to be one. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I was mentioning them, but in order to help the young ones, adults need to be involved. Because the young ones see what's going on in adults' life. Knowing that you call that different groups to, what kind of message you send it to the young ones?
100%. Yeah.
That's why you don't see real wisdom in our communities, because if you're gonna go against each other, I'm get involved. I'm not like that.
But that's people. People always have their differences.
Yeah.
People always have their differences, but you as an individual, if your intention is like, let's say for example, school holidays, you say I'm gonna be running this clinic.
Workshop.
Yeah.
A seminar.
Yeah.
I think you'll be great for a seminar.
Because I understand what
Like if you don't worry about where yes, your intention is I want to.
I don't.
Because I think you have a lot of time in your head, and if you don't work,
That's what I said. What I said, my head.
It's kind of an
If
assumption.
you look after your kids, you will know that you
No.
don't.
You have a lot of time because they go to school. When they go to school, okay, like school holidays, they would love to be around just the clinic, where they can help all these, have a lot of single moms that are going to work, like have a few other African, organize something, once a day or different age groups, like just something like that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying here? I say that, I don't want to be like, studies doing that. I want it to be like, the community doing that. Like, and I want to involve all the major, that's, what I'm saying. One young one to see that, Dennis Young is involved.
I get where he's coming from. Yeah, 100%.
Especially is involved. All of the leaders involved. So the young ones, they're together. They're trying to help us. Now the attitude the young ones going to change. We can see that, all the big ones, they're together, try to put their hand together, try to help the young ones. But I don't want to be alone. I can do it.
Yeah.
But I want all the
different leaders from the different organizations to come together.
But with that, it's going to be hard. Let's say, for example,
it won't be hard.
Let's say, for example, you might have 10 kids here. Yeah. You might run a clinic and then you talk to them, you send your message, you talk to them, you actually genuinely talk to them.
Yeah.
You talking to that kid can help that kid 10 years ahead tomorrow, Yeah. But if you worry about community is always community. There's politics everywhere. So for me, you help wherever you can help in community, but you have your own vision, what you want to do, all that. So you don't worry about this other person, because it's all politics, this other person in the community will feel like, because I was with Danny last time, this person is eating money, the community money. This person is eating this money. This person, you know what I mean? So there's always going to be that tension between them, But you as a person, you're like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. And you could have 10 kids here, out of those 10 kids, 1 or 2 could, make it tomorrow just because of what you say.
Yeah, I know because I run my own private training. So I've been good for years. That's the door. So I got a few African kids.
Yeah.
I got different backgrounds.
Yeah, not just African.
No, I got different backgrounds. For me, every kid, they like my kids. So it's for me.
I walked in, you're like, he used to be your kid, and I was like,
Well, so before with him, when he came from, when he moved here from Melbourne to play for Under United. So I used to live on Heather Beach Road myself. I started living on Melbourne when I was 15.
yeah, wow, yeah.
So my brother moved to Melbourne. So he was very kind enough, he took me in. He was living in North Adelaide.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so he took me and then I was
What's the
living
age difference though?
Is that your kid?
42?
43.
43, so he's...
10 years older.
No, not 10, yeah, come on, 7 years older.
Oh, so how old are you?
I'm 36.
So you were younger.
Yeah. So he was very kind to take
Yeah.
me in, and then I was living with him for free
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
People couldn't cook.
No,
Nothing.
I used to go get African food. I can't give it to the because every day he's like,
I was begging, so he gave me feed me with some food.
yeah.
Wait, so how did you guys come about to come do this one? Like, you still be in contact with each other? Well, who is each other?
Yeah, a lot of stuff we got this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't talk to him. Actually, he's one of my sons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I give him advice.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. I don't know. How can you say? You go, they used to call me because of him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, and, so, you know, I'm very happy where he is.
So I used to, so you go for training, or I used to take his soccer boot, you know. Walking like I'm playing with him for United.
And I used to travel. So I used to live my car was for 104.
Yeah, what
Eddie, Adolfo.
Yeah.
So they used to just party.
So live in
So
party,
they're like my little brother and son. So that's how I am. For me, that's my community.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So we come from a long way.
Yeah.
For me, if you humble your life, you know, everything is done. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Being humble, you share what you have.
Yeah. Definitely.
If you have a good heart for me, like I'm cool.
Okay.
You don't have to be mine. You don't have to have money to be my friend. You got a good heart, we go to right together, around like that. So for me, a lot of people I talk to, they're good. Go for me. Like, I put myself you certain level. It's not because being arrogant, but that's how I see myself.
Yeah.
I said, well, I respect myself. I'm gonna respect you in the same way. It's not myself. So I expect that respect. But when I don't get it, that's what you're gonna have some patience.
Did Abel ever disrespect you?
No.
Did Abel do it?
No, it was a good kid.
It was a good kid.
No, I've always been a good kid.
I didn't mind, but he used to go to school when
When I was there,
and actually I was working there.
IGA.
No, before that, you wanted to coming home and you were smelling like chicken.
Oh, yeah. So the bakery, I used to work at the bakery.
Yeah.
No, but
KFC?
KFC.
it was a gift. It was a KFC.
It was a KFC boy.
You smell like chicken.
Yeah, KFC.
Come home, man. I give advice like go to
Yeah.
school and you know I have to be
Yeah.
serious about what you want to do. That's it. You know, I give advice.
So when you look at Abel now, do you think, oh, you know what? Turned out not bad. Let's put Abel on the spot, guys.
Because if I'm telling you that, you better just stay that way.
No.
You can't go back.
No.
You have to use what you just praise you.
Praise me.
Praise me. You can be tempting fine.
Yeah.
Because I know. He knows what I know.
Yeah.
So for me, like, you know, that's it. In order to give somebody advice, you need to see that, you know, you can get yourself right to it. And you know where you live. You need to come there. When it comes to give advice, the bottom line is about somebody because got kids. So every time I see, you know, so I'll get kids. That's my question to you. Because I'm a father. It doesn't matter what you do in life. For me, like, if you have a kid, you have to look after that kids. So I'm like, every time I see how your kids go to how they think, you save them, how about school? I'm becoming like a grandfather to you. Every time when I see him, do well, advices about things in his life, and I'm like that for me, you know.
It's
So
good.
I'm happy so far where he is.
Yeah.
So far, because I know I know people with this drama, they're going to tell me, Ego did something. So I think when they call and say I know it's like,
Yeah.
so I'm happy.
But it's good though. It's good that you come to from overseas, different, and you come here and like you have family. As you said, you treat each other like
Oh yeah, we speak family. And there's a big part of West Africa, but my conscience that is by the way. So they're not like
Okay, so we have two countries over here.
yeah, we're different. I'm from Cote d'Ivoire, from Liberia.
He's from From where? From
Ivory Coast.
Africa Coast.
Not Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast.
Yeah,
And you're from
Liberia.
Liberia.
You know, I want to finish this. You can Google it.
I'm gonna Google this.
You can see the difference.
Okay.
His country is established.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah,
our country had a civil war.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so there was war there for a lot of. But before that,
Yeah.
my country was waiting for the.
Oh.
So people used to come before the war. People used to come from my country, his country, to come to my country looking for opportunity.
Oh, hang on. I almost missed them.
No, that was before the war. But then
You know, I'm into history.
but his
So
country. So they had the French people
Yeah.
came and then they built the country.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So his country is very beautiful,
Yeah.
but it was built by the French.
How do you spell it? Africa Coast.
Yeah, Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah.
Africa Coast.
Ivory because
Africa.
elephant. If you look at ivory or
Ivory Coast.
Yeah, Ivory
So
Coast.
A-V. Oh,
IVORW. Ivory is like the elephant.
Ivory.
Yeah.
Oh.
Coast.
Okay, yeah.
So the coast of Ivory.
Yeah, yeah.
There was so many elephants. That's why our jersey they had the elephant on it.
Okay.
So we got a lot of elephant.
Yeah.
That's what it meant.
So have you been back to?
No, it's been since I came now.
Yeah. Yeah.
My sister went back twice. My
Yeah.
father will go calls them. Hopefully soon. I'm taking my girls with me. We're going to see the paradise.
It's a good country.
Is that? Yeah.
it is
very
good.
country.
Yeah. Good.
Beautiful sea.
Really?
The roads are almost like here, you know, very paved,
Yeah.
very beautiful.
Is it more greenery, more coastal,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
city life, or is it more
The fruit
really?
is more fertilizer.
I need research this to maybe add to my travel list.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of white people there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's 8 hours,
Yeah.
9 hours from Europe. So
Oh, okay. I'm just pretty close. Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of French people. A
Yeah.
lot of French people.
Which is why, did you say you can speak French?
yeah, we can.
Yeah, but yeah.
Not friends.
Yeah.
So it's a French-speaking country.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know how you go
Yeah.
Australia? Yeah, so
There's the French, yeah. Can the children speak French?
Sorry?
Your children?
No.
No.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They learn. So going to go home, so they got to speak in French. So.
Yeah. It's okay. They've got that new app called Duolingo. So when I travel, I just like go on the app and I start like practicing the dictionary.
And then I got my own dialect soon. So it's
Okay, you got your own dialect. Yeah.
So we got 64 different dialects
Wow.
on Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
So I'm from the southwest Ivory Coast. So within my dialect, you got different type of dialect.
Yeah.
It's in one umbrella, but from my city to the next city, we speak the same dialect, but it's different. Some word I can understand, some word I can understand. So it's diverse. So that's why I don't really like where they always put everybody in the same box. So like when they say Africa, almost 55 different countries.
54, yeah.
40 little island there.
Yeah.
So even that is diverse.
Yeah, it's just very diverse, isn't it?
Diverse because of they divide with the borders. That's holding our borders before the 1800s. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's why you can find like similar names from a country
Yeah.
to a country will have
Yeah.
similar names.
Yeah.
So that's
But would you ever take your girls there and then leave them there for let's say 6 months or a year?
Well, yeah.
Yes, I was going to say, I know. I was like, hey, I ain't saying that.
Because I was they so westernized.
I agree.
That's
Yeah.
it's expensive.
It's expensive there.
Very
It's
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah.
So Bruce just before this one of my ex teammate taxes in next year. Okay. You took his family 3 times. Last time I saw it, it's very expensive like Dubai. So
Really?
what do you think? It's Africa.
It's very expensive.
It is expensive. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
People think, I'm going back home, it's cheap, it's not cheap.
But it wouldn't be that much, you know. I think the reason Expensive is if you go there, you're staying in a hotel that costing you $300 a night, it'll be too much. But what a lot of us do is before we go there, we build a house. You know, so then when you go there straight, you go to a house.
Yeah, if you do that,
Yeah.
then it's free to you.
But if you're staying in a hotel,
Yeah.
the whole family you pay $300-400 a night.
Yeah.
It's gonna be expensive, but
So
if you have a house,
Yeah.
you build a big house, you have a car. When you go there, you can get a maid. They're
Yeah.
cooking for you, cleaning your. It's
Yeah.
cheaper. So then you can go every year or every second year. Because I go every year or every second year. I love it there. You know, it's better.
for another.
Yeah, I love Liberia.
Yeah.
I love it there.
Mother bit.
You have to love it. That's you can't take it out.
It's
Right to listen to DNA.
the freedom that you know when you. The thing is, when you go to Africa, as soon you get off the plane, there's a feeling that you get. Trust me, you can never get it.
That's your sister say. Welcome home.
Trust me, you'll never get it here.
Yeah.
Lots of
I
people.
really love to. I love Africa. You know, when I listen to African music, is my life. I love music. I start listening to Africa.
Oh, you don't want to listen to Liberian music. You don't hate it.
Really?
But I'm telling
Do
you.
they all have different music?
Oh, it's all different music.
Really?
Yeah.
Like different drumming and like.
Drum the style is different.
But people enjoy the instrument of the. So if you can't understand the language, you enjoy the
Yeah,
instrument,
this is
the beat.
Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Congo. Who is that? Ghana.
Ghana, South Africa,
South Africa.
Tanzania. But don't,
They just had me from South Africa. No.
you don't have a big. We're talking about a big international artist. You don't have it.
Excuse me?
But I'm sorry, but I don't know any artists from Ivory Coast.
That's how you put it.
Yeah.
That's how you put it down.
Yeah, but I know artists from South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana.
Country though, yeah. Just every
No.
It's a good country, very nice country. Like you got street lights, street name. You can just it's beautiful. Very very beautiful.
Yeah.
Very
Definitely
beautiful.
research.
It's research.
Very beautiful. Yeah. You like it one.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets or to stay stable. Now how it is when you get to politics, always somebody gets to help you produce up of something. Because how do you feel similar to Liberia about how do people what it took
Yeah.
because of politics.
Yeah.
So it's lots of lives. You don't want to say it. Everyone involved, so hopefully anymore. If you lose, you lose. It's not end of the world.
Yeah.
So back up when they talk about election, you know, because different from
Always.
Yeah.
So sometimes over there when there's election, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Because what happened is someone will lose the election and then they will say, I'm not leaving power for what? And so then if they say they're not leaving power, the other person say, no, you gotta leave.
And that's
And
what
then
it's
it become a
about.
war. Yeah, so innocent people die. In between that, yeah.
Yeah, it happened when I was there before. That's it's sad to say. I was my cousin. That you cousin.
Yeah.
I got they don't want to say it. So I think Ghana did show the rest of them that how it's done. We lost unless we do president or graduate. And listen on. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. No, I do for people, not for myself.
Yeah, definitely.
When you refuse to get power, that's where they start.
Yeah. I guess that's where ego steps in. There you go. That's all
Because people,
people.
people are greedy.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
And so back there, you know, when you're in power, you're in power. But when your time is over, your time is over.
Yeah.
You're not relevant.
Yeah.
But here, whether you, as long as you've been there,
Yeah.
you're always going to be relevant.
Yeah.
You die, yeah.
Even at the moment, that's why hopefully we don't get to that point because we have elections in Ivory Coast in October. You know, in our constitution, like after 2 mandates, you know, now that's in the bank. The current president did the third one. So it changed. change the constitution so it can get president with third one. Now, they want to do the fourth one. But now I have a big question mark about what's going to happen. Okay. Because if you're going to change the constitution or change to what you're going to do, then people won't be happy.
Yeah.
And we'll have another new generation or the young ones now and then on. They won't put up with that.
Yeah.
But I think he's doing well.
Not that's a mindset. People say, no, you don't. No, it doesn't matter if you do what.
Yeah.
If your time is up, you gotta go. Because you were not allowed to do trade, you did trade money to do for. But that's the argument they bring. So he's doing what? So it doesn't matter. The new ones coming up is going to continue.
I think he stabilized the country, and that's the most important thing.
You see that mindset? You see, if you're going to use that excuse to be in power, that's
no. But if you bring in someone that wants to come in power, you have to see what sort of changes they bring in.
But you give them a chance to see them first before you can.
Yeah.
Unless you're president. Yeah.
You see, we like in my country, after 5 years they changed the president. So the one that was there before, people used to say, "Oh, he's not good. He's like this. He's like that." So this other guy took over. Now people are complaining against it.
People will always complain.
Yeah. Definitely. People just always complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most people don't like paying tax back home, but they want everything for free.
That's what they complain.
Yeah.
They'll never give you a reason why.
They never give
They
you
don't
a
want.
Yeah.
They don't
And in
like.
Africa, when you talk about election, when your family tell you that when there's an election coming, you're worried.
You worry. That's
Anything can happen.
Yeah, because your life can just change. Like that. Just like
Sure,
that.
just change, died.
Yeah, literally.
So-
yeah. It's crazy how the mindset is over there because over in Australia it's not like that. If
No.
we change prime ministers here, like we're not gonna die if it changes, but over there
Like
you don't know what
the last
happens.
election, I was talking to my friend the other day. I said, "No, we're having an election today. I have to go vote." You're very relaxed about it. The way you talk to the election, you're not scared. I said, in Australia, you can be there after 3 months. You say, no, you're going.
God, somebody is
But so here it's different.
Yeah.
Way different.
It's when you said hopefully people it's challenges.
But would you ever move to Africa to make?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because you work.
At what age?
See how we go. It's not anything you plan, you just wait to see. I got a big picture, so go, Yeah, let's go.
Because I have few friends that move already, from Sudan. Yeah, they prefer living there to live here.
I mean, everybody goes their own level of ambition.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
Like my girls, they're going to walk, they're going to have their own life. We wouldn't be there. My wife, they come about time to time, see them. We wouldn't be comfortable.
I feel like the older that I get, the more
Yeah.
I want to move out of Australia.
Just leave it to the young ones.
Because I think for me, because I've been back plenty time. I think if you really want to exceed,
Yeah.
it's good to go back.
Mm.
Here, there's a system here that you can't break.
But everything, if you got a plan,
Yeah.
even here you can be successful. No, it's up to you. How's it to you?
Yeah, you.
It's very hard.
How successful you want to be in your environment, anywhere. Like, for example, people that I knew from back then would be, and they're so shit. And I go, I used to live a very shit life. But because I changed my environment, my mindset, everything was good around me now. Like, I've met people like yourself, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different, I guess, everywhere you are.
Yeah, just with surroundings.
Yeah.
No, but with Africa, you see the way it is like, once you come from here,
Yeah.
you know who is who.
Yeah.
So you can get anything that you want.
Yeah.
Anything that you want, you can get anything you want. Because you come from here, you have a little bit of money, you're going to places that, for example, I know him and then he knows someone that next to the president, and then I need something, you just make a phone call, hey, look,
It's connection.
Yeah,
Connection. Back home,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't people there, they're not.
Yeah.
They need like double phone calls, by the time.
easy.
It's everywhere.
Yes, everywhere.
No, but here is hard.
Because you don't have that connection, that's
Yeah,
why.
I was gonna say, bro, because listen, I find it easy when I travel. I find it easy to make it. Like, my kids are connections. You just have to know. You know what I
You
mean?
have to know. You know how it is?
Because then I'll be in the hotel and then send for my passport.
Oh,
And then they'll just come and take my picture, go before 5 p.m. Someone drop off my passport. That's it.
yeah.
Passport.
It's the point. Everybody's doing that? No, it's the point. It's somebody.
Someone.
It's not everybody.
No. People that live there, they can't get that.
Yeah, they're actually different because you know somebody is able to talk to somebody that high. That's how it is. So it's connection.
Yeah.
Same like every business that you want to do. It's depending on who you know. And you might know somebody else, can actually help you out with this thing. You're gonna ask somebody, he doesn't know anybody, not it's very hard for me. Right. Where he doesn't have a connection. But sometimes, connection is good, but sometimes you can start with a small business. It's depending on what business plan you have. And people can see what you done. And they will count and can make hands.
Yeah.
So if you're serious about what you do, it's easier for a lot of people to help. Because sometimes people, they can see you, but they want to see what you're doing first. Because you come in the first step and help you out. Sometimes they get the real picture. Sometimes they need to let you go by yourself. See, okay, he's serious about what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. So now we can come in and just give the hands. But there's a lot of people out there that he's really watching what you're doing until they say, okay, he's serious. He's not just smacking around. He's serious what you're doing.
So like I've got boys that left from here, from the live in Sudan. So here they finished their degrees, masters, but they couldn't get work because they have criminal records, like they've been to jail, all this. But in Sudan they're making $20,000, like exporting fish to different countries around there, When they come to Australia, they'll come here for 2 weeks, but then after 1 week they'll be like, nah, I can't.
It's not. It's comfortable.
They're like, I can't stay here. It's not the year for me.
I'm sure if it was somebody there, why nothing?
They'll come,
It's like, yeah.
So if you got something comfortable or you don't want to just scrap it. Yeah, let's go on.
Yeah, should we check the time? What's the time till?
4:30, 35.
Should that right?
Yeah, it was right out there too. But yeah, John, thanks for coming.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it was,
Always.
it was
It was a good catch up. A good podcast session. Yeah.
Good talking to you because I was thinking of writing now.
I'm busy.
And this is great that you guys are both on camera talking.
Yeah, so
I mean, a normal chat,
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah. Because a lot of young boys, when they see each other, it's like they see heaven.
No, for me, like, as I say, you know what? Because a lot of them, they were kids when they saw the play, like, do call it, go play for it, he plays for it, and one I was playing to go to the kid. He used to go to the game.
Yeah.
So, and I do talk to him. He's a kid, he's polite. I talk to
He comes from a good family.
yeah, polite, and I talk to him, like, scared. Don't give advice, keep playing. Because sometimes doesn't play, plays not give advice. Because a lot of them, they have their head down when not playing. Well, I see that's happened. That's part of the game. I've seen that. So, if you're going to put your head down, do yourself a favor. I guess keep your head higher, keep working hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you take the opportunity. So, you need to keep working. You can be sitting there all be sorry about yourself.
Yeah.
There's not. And that sometimes was like in this case. It's a lot of people here won't tell them the truth. They got a lot of people that was around them.
Right.
For me now, I said it before that it's not good for them.
Yes.
All of them never give them like a good advice. The same thing I say about Nestor. I'm very critical. Nestor is a wonderful, beautiful.
Yeah, I think he called me one time.
Yeah. He's a good kid, good footballer. But attitude-wise, it's hard to work with. And I said it, because people won't tell him that because they don't want to hurt his feeling. Like I said, but if you do that, you're not happy with kids.
Yeah. Constructive criticism is what
that
you need to tell them. Yeah.
And I said it on Twitter, so that you need to just remove everybody around him. Because nobody's giving you good advice.
Well,
Because all of them are dead because he's Nestor. Okay, he's Nestor, so doesn't matter what he's doing right. We're not gonna see it, yes. Because we don't want him to be mad and be friends. I said they're not your friend. Because good friends tell you, you know what? Go to training.
and then
Go to train when you finish with somewhere you can come.
indeed.
Or what we do here is no good enough. Just go home. It's not for you because you got a future. I think it's still it's then go we up together. We can do whatever.
But sometimes that could be jealousy too. Because sometimes if they see, for example, you grab a group of friends and then they see you're doing really, really well. And some of them, instead of them helping you to go further, they'll be like, oh, we all grew up in this environment, but yeah, soon you'll be, you'll be different from us. What can we do now to make him back?
Oh, that's why you have to recognize.
Yeah, but some of them, it can be too late. I've seen it can be too late.
Like I grew up in an environment like when I was back in where my child friend, we all play soccer. I had a lot of them stealing, breaking people's house. I wasn't doing it because people tell me, you know what?
Yeah. When you have it as a youth as well, young person, when you have the right support people,
Yes.
you just need, and you always like when I was younger, I always had that one older person that I looked up to that was like my mentor, and I always said to myself, one day I'm going to be like her. And I ended up doing the same thing one that she's doing to help young people because that was like, but yeah, I guess it's a journey that these
Big journey, hopefully,
yeah, and you instilling this in this kid's head, like his mind.
That's what I say. I can't be the only one, so I need.
Yeah.
That's just about. I talk about the leaders of community.
Yeah.
We need more than someone
yeah.
to do that because we've got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got a lot of kids. And we need more than that, but just your voice or how you call it can have impact on maybe 1,000 kids.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Anything I can do. To
Like with Nesta, you called me one time. You said this. And straight away I tell you, you said this. And then after that, there was improvement.
There's improvement.
So sometimes, like, it might not be your business, but sometimes.
Oh, it's my business. That's why I put in my business.
You know what? Yeah.
Because why I say that? Because I know they have the potential to be someone special. I got nothing to get, but for me, that's we're not going to waste that time because of a bad attitude or because nobody wants to say anything to us. And tomorrow, what they're going to say, it was a good player, but
Yeah.
what was a bad player?
Yeah.
I don't want to see.
I'm glad that you said it's your business, because you wouldn't sit down and let it go to waste. That's a good mindset. It's good, yeah.
Because
Yeah, because one time I saw what's his name, Bruce Kevan.
come on.
Yeah, I think he's back in Adelaide.
Yeah, they play for a local club under the Syria.
Yeah. I saw him. He was. Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah, this is another one. It's a lot of them. You don't want to see that. Okay, because sometimes you have to be willing to listen to those who've been there before.
Yeah.
I think that's something a lot of young African ones that think that of it now because I've been for I learned I know better than anybody.
Oh, that's it. That's the final stage. I can't go
I
any.
don't want to listen to anybody. Why that's then you catched it.
But one of the young ones that really, I was talking about him before, my bill.
Oh my bill. I did formula. I respect that.
For me, he's 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Discipline, where he comes from. Because I saw him from nothing. And then going to maybe one day he'll probably be Australian legend. Coming, yes,
I know my main one is his name. What's it?
Yeah.
Polite, humble, and he play for international team.
Yeah.
Plays in Euro.
Yeah.
When it comes by seeing humble,
When you see him on Harley Street,
you want to recognize him.
You see him on Harley Street.
yeah, you see him like this. You see him, unless someone tell you that, oh, he's playing for Australia.
Yeah, you want to know. Yeah. This is very humble.
Super accountable, super, you know, and it's somebody who listen.
But then there's some of them when they play for LA United,
Yeah.
they get a little bit of money, they buy McQueen's. You know, it's like McQueen shoes. And then you see them that pants come all over here. You see them they put their shoulder like this, dropping.
Few of them didn't say hi to me.
Go.
You know,
It's like, who are these people?
I'm sitting there, I'm looking like, and it's not because I took offense, but I was sad for them. Because I don't know what they were thinking. But you know what? I said, I hope that's not the changing mindset. Because, you know, the person, in order to get paid, when you go somewhere and you know that somebody has been there before you, what do? You turn around and say, "More, what can I do to improve? What can I do to get better?" Okay, or you know you've been here. What do you think I need to do? What? So you ask a question, but you know that's his life. Sometimes you try to talk, but in order to talk to somebody, that person should be willing to listen too.
Yeah.
Because there's no point just talking for the sake of talking, or they don't want to listen. That message won't go through. So for me, like, you see some kids, they're willing to listen because they want to get better. And for me, like, I'm always ready to talk to any kid they could. Or so for me, like, for them being successful, that's my job.
Well, there was a kid that I don't want to call his name yet, but
Don't call any.
I took his father to your house.
Yes,
Yeah, that kid.
I know him for a long time.
Yeah.
That kid now, he went to know. He tried because he saw his friends that he grew up together making it AB go down. But then he tried. He went to Europe, did this, moved to Melbourne. Things didn't work out. He just lost it. And now smoking a lot of weed and all this. He lost motivation.
Yeah.
Don't even want to be there. But this kid that was really, really good before. And then there was another kid. Same thing, because his friends are doing good. Because the African community, everyone is together. Everyone knows.
Everyone knows each other. Yeah.
So this boy, what he did was he started smoking, stealing, all this. And then his family was about to take him overseas back to Africa. And then he fell from, I think from stairs or from the river, all this.
Yeah.
They cut his leg.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they cut the leg.
Hey, listen to story.
Yeah, they cut the legs. Like, I'm very close to the family. They cut the legs, and then the mom was very close.
Yeah. That's really sad. Very sad story.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to get to that stage, and it's hard to appreciate that, to see it. And, sometimes you take a hard lesson for others to function. You shouldn't get that, but, sometimes everything goes. There's case for protectors, and sometimes when you don't listen, you have to kiss. You have to show you hard example, so you can say yes.
Imagine he's on NDIS now.
Yeah. But do you feel like in Australia here with the African community, do you feel like there's a lot of support groups or mentors or youth mentors that, for example, the things that I do, like, there's, I work with a lot of young people as well. But do they have mentors like that in the?
I don't really get involved with African community. How to say to him for me that because
Yes.
I don't want to put them on spot, but
Yeah.
they have different groups.
Yeah.
That's something I don't really agree with.
I think,
you can have two different community for like when you organize stuff. Because there's certain people in their life, so they be split and create another group, and you do the same thing. You wouldn't have African Day. You got two events.
Yeah.
Some stuff like that. For me, I do really.
So he's more about unity. So he thinks every African should be together as one.
Yeah.
But in our community, there's Sudan, there's Liberia.
we have that.
Yeah.
But, what they have in another group, where they have they have African Day.
Mm.
They have two two different
Yeah, oh.
organizations doing that.
No, that's not
Yeah.
good.
It was
Yeah.
one like because they had a fight, so whatever
Yeah,
happened,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so they have two organizations. But
Yeah.
everything concerning Africa, this organization does it, and the other one do the same day,
Yeah.
like with different time.
Yeah.
So that's why you never see me in one of the events. Because for me, like if you gonna have two groups, you know one thing, I don't get part of one group and they're gonna we should be one.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ladies, there's a lot of
Yeah.
things we can do as a community to help the young ones. But
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like in the African community, like any community, you know, there should be like, you know, more of a mentoring support to help these ones to help with their mindset. And, you know, find that sporting and doing some type of sporting will help them in their life achieve, you know, whatever they need.
and actually they discuss that because as you say, we got a lot of different communities, but that's good, but you get together, you put the ideas together.
Yeah.
So it's okay, that's what we need. For a mindset, if you don't have it, there's
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's all about, as you said, all about the leaders of the communities coming together, collaborating with each other, being okay, this is the goal and this is what we need for the community, for these young people, you know, to come together.
Come together.
Yeah.
So like, because, you know, I think on Saturdays they've got Asian, is it Vietnamese or how they call it, schools in
Vietnamese schools, yeah, Vietnamese schools.
like they run just
Vietnamese schools.
school
Like,
classes.
so there's Greek school and Vietnamese school sessions and classes. of that.
on the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know, do they do that?
No, in Africa we don't have it.
Yeah.
African Canadians got
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, you know, it's about the leaders growing and coming together and talking about what it is that these young people are our future, right?
Yes, absolutely.
If we don't mentor them and we don't talk to them about this, how are they going to know? They're going to end up, as you said, smoking weed, gangs, like, you know. And you see a lot of, like, I talk to a lot of young people and there's so many gangs.
I don't know what.
And I'm just like, wow, they're talking about this, talking about that. And I'm just
Some of
like,
them don't even know the definition of a gang.
no, 100%. But wait, let's just say that these gangs, I was out one night clubbing and I was with a friend of mine, he was a fighter, working like a professional like fighter. And a gang of like, I know they're all mixed cultures, you know, there was African, Asians or whatever, right? But they just come up to him with all these weapons, just started like, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't do anything, you know what I mean? Like I was just standing there, but they're all so young.
They're young.
I was just like,
Oh my God.
and I was just like, wow.
You see
But-
that's it goes back to the leaders of each community that's saying, you know, they can
But also too, I just feel like a lot of it comes from the family.
Yeah, family trauma is one of it.
Yeah, family trauma. But what I mean is, let's say for example, I think most family when they come here, you know, everything you got everywhere you go, every country you go, when you move to from one country to another, you got to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time in our community, you know, we try to compare shoulders to other people.
Yeah.
You know, you have a big car, living in this house.
Yeah.
Me too, I want the same car.
Yeah.
So now I have 3-4 kids.
Yeah.
I can't see them. I'm working back
to back.
to pay everything. Those kids now, they have no, they have no guidance. No guidance. Yeah, that's the word. Yes, to look after them.
Yeah.
Now
Go
they
outside.
come from school, being friends with other kids, Asian
That-
kid, white kid.
You don't know what.
And those white kid or Asian kid or those South African kid might have problem. I don't know how to call it.
Yeah.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
100%. Come
Be-
together. Yeah.
You know.
Start
So,
making money,
yeah.
finding other ways to make money. Like, yeah.
So where it comes like some parents just need to know that when you have kids, it's your responsibility. You know,
Oh, yeah,
take care of them. You know, you can have everything, but if you don't raise a child to be good,
yeah.
it's nothing.
Yeah.
But, you know,
You lose everything.
so if you
Yeah.
come from a household,
Yeah, household. Yeah.
get it in order.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
step in.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Because as you said, you know, you can't keep. I don't know why people think that way. You know, I need. Oh, you go to Mercedes and just get it.
Yeah.
If you see the fingers, it's not the same height.
Yeah.
You know, why should I? If you got it, you know, I'm happy for you. If you got that, that's you. You work out to get good. But that's not my priority. But that's it. Don't get it that way. They say, okay, if you got that one, I should get that one.
Yeah.
You got a big house, I should
Yeah.
get a big house.
Yeah.
Do you know how he's? You don't know how he's paying his mortgage? Why you gonna put yourself there?
Yeah.
You know the stress of mortgage,
Yeah.
and you can be paid now. You have to work in the morning,
Morning,
lunchtime, night. You don't receive a kid.
running from shift to shift. Before the wife don't have time to stay home because she has to go to work.
The husband's gone.
Yeah.
You know, they just passing each other.
Passing by each other.
Because well, we took a big house.
They have a big house, big car, they're driving yeah.
This is not right.
So that's the problem. That's the big problem, man. If people will come here and say, look, we come to a new country, the kids that we have in here, they are the first generation. All we have to do, we have to build a foundation,
Yeah.
have a house, not just a house, have a home.
Yeah.
For them, yeah.
You know,
Sure.
yeah, a home is different from a house. Where the kids know that
It's safe to come home.
4 p.m. after school they have to be home. If they have to go for training or soccer or any kind of sport, 8 p.m. or by 9 o'clock, they have to be home. There's no friends or how the weekend if they have to go to friends, mom or dad call, hey, I'm dropping you off. Make sure I pick, you know what I mean? Like that's sort of a structure.
With it, structure.
Yeah.
You're gonna help.
Yeah.
I'm picking my kids. If my wife drop them, my wife drop them.
Yeah.
I know what time you finish. I will get you.
Yeah.
I'm structured.
No.
That's my kid.
You
That's
don't-
my
don't be scared.
responsibility to do everything. I don't
Yeah.
care what time you finish. I'm be there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Especially going home.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you now. Okay, you don't know who's going to pick you up today. No.
Yeah.
Everything's structured.
Yeah. Or can you ask can you ask your friend mom to drop you off? I'll pick you up out of college. You know.
If I know I can't do it, I'll let you know. Okay, you know your uncle's going to pick you up.
Yeah.
Very disciplined, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because we didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, they grow up in like things like that.
Yeah.
Environment. They know there's some decisions to be made by the adults. How do you say they just go shift?
Yeah.
Shift to shift. Yeah.
You don't know why we keep.
Once your pay slip, $6,000 for I want to make.
Yeah, yeah.
And the kid they go make their only dinner.
Yeah, dinner.
Or this. I don't cook, so.
Right, guys, before we wrap this up,
Yeah.
one more question I want to ask you is, or what would you like to tell the young people out there?
Yes.
So, one advice that you would tell the young people out there?
First thing, just believe in yourself. That's the first thing. That's the first thing they like. You gotta believe in yourself. Don't expect somebody to believe in you first.
Yeah.
You are the first to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And keep working hard. And you have to listen. Because those who are trying to tell you things because they want you to be better, to be improve your life. So for me, like, believe in yourself, listen, keep working hard. It's going to be ups and downs. That's part of life. For me, the area you know that, so you know how to prepare yourself. But one thing that they don't tell kids, you know, everything is fine. No, actually, it's not fine. It's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah.
So if you know that, so when it does happen to me, now okay, I can go through it. Okay, I can do my best to move forward all the time. So for me, but you know, life's short. You should enjoy your life. You should enjoy your dream, and just be yourself all the time.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for that. It's really good. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Appreciate it. That was
Appreciate it, yeah.
I like that.
Don't take my pocket. You know it's gonna go. I'm taking that one. When I go to somebody's house, I'm gonna use it.
Thank you so much for that.
And that's always a
Your
pleasure.
advice is amazing, you know, for these African kids out there as well. You know, your voice and the impact that you'll make on the children's, you know, young people's voices. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
That was good.
That was good, guys. Thank
I
you.
like how you put him on the spot. What do you have?
You know,
I was about to say, I can't come up with something like what is it about one thing that you're advice? But yeah, that was very good. Thank you
Yeah,
for
that was
that.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jonah. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Distraction.